the recording, to be honest with you.
That's just so you have it for a record for later, and then you can use anything that comes up really good.
But I'll have it on YouTube forever also.
You get a better quality copy in the recording.
Really? And it goes to their cloud, right?
I think that, yeah, it's recording on Zoom's cloud server.
All right. So yeah, you just use your judgment on that. But go ahead and get that stream going.
Stream is going.
It is going. All right. I'll be back. Hi Tommy, how you doing, buddy?
We're fine, doing good. Weather's a little cool, but it's going to start warming up tomorrow. We're looking forward to that.
It was snowing here today, just enough to aggravate you, you know?
Yeah.
We had that yesterday and a couple days before. It doesn't know. It was like 88 degrees on Easter Sunday, and then it was 15 degrees a couple days after that.
Yeah, you got New England weather there, you know? Yeah, but so you guys are well, you're doing okay?
Yep.
Good. How's the grandbabies?
Oh, ornery and cute, but
They don't take after their grandmother, do they?
no, just a little.
Just the cute part.
Ornery comes from the handsome side. So,
That's good. Is there anything you want me to play for you tonight? I'm happy to do whatever you want. I really appreciate the fact that you're with me all the time. So
whatever you like to play, it's fine with us. We like them all.
okay, good answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Excellent answer.
Got any special ones you want to pick?
Tom, you got something you want to hear?
What's the one that you sing with the woman whose picture you show every once in a while?
Uh,
The one with had breast cancer.
it's called Last Dance.
Yes,
Chance, yeah.
You like that
Yeah.
one?
Good.
I like that one.
All right. Well, I'll do that. I have to be careful with those. Like, I can't have too many like dying from cancer songs in my.
Throw in a little bit of naughty stuff too. That's
There's a limit. Like I think it's about three. Three's the limit. So Sarah just posted in this chat. Did you see it? I'm having a Silkwood shower. I just got home from work. You know what that means? Like Silkwood was a nuclear reactor, right?
Oh, okay.
Funny. She's a funny kid. So Maria Sangiolo is going to be with us tonight, and she's on those early records. She's that woman who sings Two Vagabonds and Ordinary Women and Men, and she's a dear friend of mine. She hardly ever performs now, and so I've been pushing her to come out, and she's going to do it. So I'm really excited about that. So I'll just rush through my part and get to her. That's the way I look at it. Hi, Kara. Hi. Good to see you.
Same here. Sorry I was away last week. I was in Palm Springs, kids.
When we saw that you weren't here, we canceled the show. We were like, well, we can't possibly
Thank
do
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Happy Earth Day, everybody. I'm glad to be on Earth with you.
Seeing a little bit of sunshine right now, so, but the wind has been blowing about 30 miles an hour all day, so that's another benefit of Nebraska.
I know, we've been going back and forth from really warm to really cold, kind of snowing, whatever. It's okay. It's all good. All right, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Kara, is there anything you want me to play for you tonight? I'm happy to play whatever you like.
More alive.
More alive, okay. There you go. Another death one there. Tommy and Marlene want a good cancer death song. There's another good one. See?
Let's just throw in your signature song too.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Guy's so funny. He's all
say
the songs about funerals. He's hilarious. Yeah.
I know exactly what love is. That's what made him jab me and say, we got to get this guy in Carney. And so, and the rest is history. So.
I know. So let's see if I do that. Like the More Alive. I Know What Love Is. They all wind up with somebody dead at the end, don't they? All three of them.
That's life.
So, that guy is so funny. All right, I'll do what I can for you. All right, I'll be.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're going to get the show started at about 5 after, well, actually just a minute or two. To everyone watching on Facebook or YouTube, please consider sharing the concert on Facebook. It's a small way to show appreciation and the best way to grow our little community. A reminder that, as always, Don's live stream is free to all, but if you would like to make a donation, there is information in all the chats to do so. Thanks for your patience, and we'll see you shortly.
Hey everybody, good to see you again.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome everybody. Hello, it's Thursday night. Here we are again. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. We're represented from Chicago and let's see, California, Nebraska, all kinds of places here. Those of you watching on the other platforms, hello. Facebook over there, YouTube over here. Oh, wait a minute. YouTube over here, Facebook over there. Hello everyone. Welcome, and we're glad you're here. I'm going to throw this out to my friend, Mr. Connolly. Are you here today, the Chicago guy? I think so. I thought I saw him. He asked
Yeah,
me.
I'm here.
All right, so I'm gonna play. I'm going to kick us off with the song that you asked me to play for you. This is called Be 16 with Me. It's a song I wrote when I was trying to get my kids to move out of my house, and they weren't having it. It was too good for them here. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when I was younger, I thought my parents were mean and everything, you know. But now, when my kids became teenagers and they wouldn't leave, I was thinking my parents were geniuses. I was thinking that they were geniuses. They were brilliant. Because I would have slept under a bridge rather than to spend another minute with those people. But I couldn't get my kids to leave. I was paying for their bills and their phone and laundry. They could come and go as they pleased. Like, you know, I missed something there with my parents. So here we go. Be 16 with me to get us rolling on a Thursday night. If you're on Facebook, share this so we can let as many people know about it. And happy Earth Day, everybody. Our kids are grown. They're both in their 20s. They live at home, they are never going to leave. And why should they go? They've got it good here, you know. Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? You know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they both did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I've got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and we'll drive real fast down the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, hey, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Come on out and be 16 with me. Picture our kids calling all of our friends up and then asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie and say they ain't seen us all night, but we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking and drinking and carrying on. When we come strolling home on Sunday morning, you know, around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church, our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die. And they'll be the ones who are trying to find the truth out, and we'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth. And under pressure, we'll confess that we had unprotected sex that will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out. If turnabout is fair play in this life, then what better way to encourage them to leave than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens. So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We will both get really drunk, and we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and no one will know where we are until we come home in the police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful. You're not as young as you used to be. That's 40 feet down there. I should have brought a ladder probably. You know what? The kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out and be 16 with me. 'Cause I remember you when you were 16. You were the most beautiful thing that I had ever seen. Wake up, 16 with me. There you go, Chicago.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
Isn't it nice to get back at the kids by playing the game by their rules?
I know. It's sweet revenge. Sweet revenge. So those of you that are new over here in Zoom, if you're in a relatively quiet place, it's okay to unmute yourself so we can hear you applaud and all that. And don't worry if a fire engine goes by or something. We have Eric working behind the scenes tonight, and he'll mute you and make sure that it's okay. But we like it to be as interactive as possible without it being distracting. You do have to remember that any sound you make is as loud as me, and so you have to kind of use church basement rules there, but we like to hear you yap at me in between. That's always good. And here I'm going to put this out to my wife. Kind of use church basement rules there, but we like to hear you yap at me in between. That's always good. Oh. Here I'm going to put this out to my wife. Kind of use church basement rules there, but we like to hear you yap at me in between. That's always good. Oh. Here I'm going to put this out to my wife. Kind of use church basement. All right, I'm back. Did you miss me? All right, so there's an example of what can happen. That's not positive. All right. In the 18, 19, 20, 30, 43 years that we have been wed, I've wondered if you ever heard a word I said, till I said pass that remote control over here, and you told me to blow it out my ear. I love you, you're a sassy brat, you make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half, let me grow with my sassy brat. When my fans call up and say that I'm great, you tell them that is a huge mistake, that if they had to live with me they would understand what a big pain in the ass I am. I love you, you're a sassy brat, you make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half, let me grow old with my sassy brat. There are men who like women that they can dominate, to bring them breakfast in bed and always tell them that they're great. Well, my sassy lady never does that for me, but at least a life with her is definitely not boring. She says if you want me to believe that you're great, do a couple loads of laundry around here someday. Hey pal, it's only because you're still kinda cute that I haven't already gotten rid of you. I love you, you're a sassy brat, you make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half, let me grow old with my sassy brat. You say the kids have both gone to the show, how about a little quickie before they come home? I say, I suppose you think you're really slick, the way that you keep emphasizing little and quick. I'm not that sure I love you, you're a sassy brat, you hurt my big fat ego and you make me mad. Please don't cut our time in half, let me grow old with my sassy brat. Sassy brat, you ain't been a hang around here, driving me crazy. All these years, if I could ever afford to see a psychiatrist, I'd ask him why the hell do I like being treated like this? We were in bed, but we were still awake. You said I really love you in this life we've made. I said, hey, can I quote you on what you just said? You told me if I did, you'd punch me in the head. I love you, you're a sassy brat, you make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half, let me grow old with my sassy brat. I hope it's not too much to ask, let me grow older with my sassy brat.
Woo! All right, Don.
Hey! All right. So Eric, I need to talk to you for a second. Let me talk so I can hear you, buddy.
Nice, Don.
Thank you. So Eric, is everybody able to unmute themselves if they want to, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, thanks everybody. Good to see you, Sarah. I love you. Good to see you. How's your cat doing? Sarah's cat was being chased by mountain lions out there a couple weeks ago.
He's all good, but we caught a rattlesnake yesterday.
You caught a rattlesnake
Yeah, I did. Yep. I'm the snake wrangler.
with your bare hands, really?
Oh
Sarah?
no. Oh no. No. I have a snake grabber.
No, you have to have one of those, really. when-
Yeah, I'm not really afraid of snakes, but I mean, I'm cautious with a rattlesnake. So
Snakes are really cool. They see with their tongue. Like, how cool is that? Like, yeah, the snakes are all right. They get a bad rap. All right. So, Sarah, would you like me to play anything for you? I'm happy to. I'm feeling pretty good.
It's been a little rough one around here. We've lost a lot of people in the last 2 weeks. It's weird, like 5 people. So more alive. If you want to get around to that some point, I would.
I do. Somebody else asked me for it today too, so yeah, I will do that. I'm with CD Baby, and they collect royalties for me. Supposedly, I haven't seen any, but whenever I play More Alive, they go on YouTube and tell me that I have a copyright infringement because somebody's playing my song. It's me playing the song. So
Nobody sings it like you.
I'm gonna write a song called "Never Argue with the Algorithm." That's my new song. All right, so I'll play More Alive, then I'll tell you a little story about Lynn Woods and Earth Day after that. So I lost my mother, I lost my father. Well, I really didn't lose them. I know exactly where they both are. It's not like they went for a walk, took a wrong turn and both got lost. It just hurts less to say I lost them than to say they're dead. Betty May is 82. She's having more fun than me and you. All she wants to do is laugh and sing. She's the biggest flirt I ever seen. She still flutters those baby blues like she did when she was 22. So much mischief in those eyes. I never seen someone more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. When my mother died, I was so stressed up inside. I was crying like a baby. I thought the pain might kill me. And Betty said, son, you won't believe how many loved ones I buried. My father, sister, my brother, son, my husband, and my mother. And every time I lose a friend, I think I'm never going to laugh again. I lay around and watch bad TV till this feeling comes over me. And then I put some music on and play my favorite song. Dance around my living room like I did when I was 22. To shake loose of that pain inside on the day when I decide not only will I survive, I'm going to be more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad break you, they can make you more alive. She said, go ahead, feel your pain. Watch bad TV for days when you're ready to come out and play. Oh, you come see Betty May, and we'll put some music on and play your favorite song. Dance around my living room like we both were 22. Shake loose of that pain inside on the day when you decide. Not only will you survive, you're going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, in time they can make you more alive.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.
Okay, John, good job.
Woo! Thank you.
I know that means a lot to you.
Thank you. Sorry for your loss, Sarah. But get to be a certain age, like my age. I know I'm older than you, Sarah, but honestly, I'm afraid to ask anybody how their family is. How's your mother dead? How's your brother? He's in jail. It's just everywhere. Thanks. All right, so here, let's talk about Earth Day. So it's Earth Day, and I don't write songs about the Earth, but I'm really involved with that stuff. I don't write songs about it for a few reasons. One, other people do it better, and to me, it's really hard not to be preachy with it. So I've tried it a few times. But having said that, I have to tell you. So Sarah, and my Mr. Connolly, but so I live in Lynn, Massachusetts, and Lynn, Massachusetts, if you looked at a map of it, 1/5 of Lynn, which is an urban place. It's near Boston. It's got highways all around it, and it's it's industrial urban place, right? 1/5 of Lynn land is forest. It's a thing called Lynn Woods, and in the 1880s, a bunch of forward-thinking environmentalists preserved this woods, and they brought the guy in who did Central Park. What was his name? Anybody?
Oh.
No. What? He was the environmental
Olmsted, I think.
Homestead, right? They brought him in and asked him, what should we do with this land? We're buying up this land, and he looked at it and he said, let's leave it a forest. Don't develop it like Central Park. So we have a 2,200 acre forest in the middle of an industrial wasteland, basically, right? And it is a treasure. And we have been fighting to. Can you imagine? Just try to picture. I mean, those of you that know Lynn and I don't want to say corruption, but it hasn't always been the most pristine people running it. They haven't always been the most noble people. So the amount of money that could be made from developing this land is huge, and we have been fighting to protect it since I was a kid. So in 1973, I took it upon myself. I was 16 years old, and I created the biggest cleanup in the history of Lynn Woods. Right, so we had 3 dump trucks donated by the city, which was really ironic because those same dump trucks that were helping us empty all the trash and junk that was dumped in Lynn Woods were dumping it there per order of the city, right? So, there you go. And then we had tow trucks pulling it out. We had 3 Boy Scout troops, and I think we only lost one of them. Not forever, but we got them back eventually. But I did think we did lose one Boy Scout troop, and it was 350 people, and it took 2 days, and we cleaned it up. At that time, we felt like there was that they were just neglecting it so that they could say nobody's using it. Let's develop it, because the pressure. Some of the land is right up against Lynn Route 1, so it's really, you know, highly prized commercial land, right? But it's our watershed. It's right above the water supply for the city. So I want to show you the photograph of me and my crew that was in the paper when I did this in 1973. So Eric, would you post that, please? There you go. So can you find me in there? So my first question is, would any of you let your daughters date any of the boys in this picture?
Well,
So that's me over on the left, not quite to the end there. And I did this all on my own. And it was and I've learned a lot about fighting for the things that you want. So please take that down. I can't look at it anymore, please. And so I don't want to get too much into this, but we've been trying to protect this land since I was a kid. So that was 47 or 8 years ago, right? And then later on, every new mayor gets a visit from somebody, some business developer there was a guy who said that if I drew a map of everything that was proposed to build in Lynn Woods, there would only be 1,000 acres left. There's 2,200 acres, right? And they just, every new group that came in just wanted to solve the tax problems by developing, and we fought. I've been tenaciously fighting this. So 8 years ago, there was a Republican mayor, and she was running again, and we're all Democrats here, multi-generational Democrats. But the Democrat in that race was trying to sell off a hunk of Lynn Woods. He said it wasn't Lynn Woods, right? So we banded together and fought that, and he didn't win, and I got a lot of really diehard blue Democrats to vote for Republican for the first time in their lives, because the Republican was going to preserve Lynn Woods and the Democrat was telling us that he was going to sell it, right? So that's how hard I've been fighting. So at that point, the Friends of Lynn Woods, which is a good organization, tenacious one, they started for the second time to try to get a conservation restriction on there so that it can once and for all just be done. And it's 8 years now. They had to do deed searches and raise money, and it's so frustrating. But I just talked to the ranger today, and he told me that they believe, and these are all cynical people who've been through this before, that we're going to actually get this done by July, or certainly before November. So I want to say this to you all now. On Earth Day, the first suffragettes who started fighting for the right to vote never got to cast a ballot, right? And there's a good chance that if this doesn't happen, that I won't see Lynn Woods protected the way I want it in my lifetime. But that's how this works. When you're up against strong institutionalized things with money, it's multi-generational, the battle, but you stand on the shoulders of the people before you. So if Lynn Woods gets a conservation restriction and is absolutely secured from development, that will be an almost 50-year fight for me. So the kid in that picture, right, 16 years old, it looks like this now, and he's still fighting that fight, but I believe we're close to it. So I just wanted to say that, and all of you out there fighting the good fight for the earth or for whatever you're doing, just remember that. You fight, you lose, you fight, you lose, you fight, you lose, you fight, you win one, you fight, you lose. That's why they call it a struggle, So I'm going to play this song for you, which is about fighting a corporation, but I thought I'd play it because one of the best things that your opposition can do for you is to underestimate you. And I just want to put that word out into this world. And thank you for what you're doing out there to try to make this place okay, this planet okay for my grandchildren and for for everybody. From a tax shelter offshore, some kid said my job had been eliminated. He said, thank you for your service and for working so hard. Blah, blah, lie, lie, half truth, blah, blah. He expected me to be petrified, get in the fetal position, start to cry. But I just kept thinking that he was underestimating me. Cause my team is on a winning streak. We haven't lost a game all week. Underestimated people are hard to beat. My team is on a winning streak. Every 2 years, some brand new guy calls a big meeting to tell us why things will get a lot better now that he's in charge. Blah, blah, lie, lie, half truth, blah, blah. And then all the working people try not to grin while they're hearing these promises again. Nothing gets better, 2 years go by and then we're sitting at a meeting with a brand new guy. But my team is on a winning streak. We haven't lost a game all week. Underestimated people are hard to beat. My team is on a winning streak. I said what you did to me just wasn't right, so I hired a lawyer and a plan to fight. He said you are so adorable. He patted my head and he closed the door. You know, the greatest gift they gave to me was to not take me seriously. But anything can happen, it can happen fast. When no one believes that you have half a chance. From a tax shelter offshore, some kid said my job had been eliminated. But I just kept thinking that he was underestimating me. Cause my team is on a winning streak. We haven't lost a game all week. Underestimated people are hard to beat. My team is on a winning streak.
All right.
Thanks, Dawn.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So go to the Linwood's Facebook page. It's in the chat, and just support them. You know, they're doing good work there and fighting the good fight and making it so that we have this good place for us here. So those of you that are on Facebook or YouTube, we know there's lots of you out there. You're welcome to come over here to the Zoom part. Eric will put the access information in there. If you want to come over and chat with us over here in between, talk, you know, whatever. But you're welcome to be anonymous over there as well. You know, if you're in the witness protection program or whatever, it's okay. So we're gonna have so this is how it's gonna go now. I'm gonna play till about 5 minutes of, then we're gonna have our Poets Corner. We're gonna have my friend Tom Miller's here. He's gonna read some poetry for us. We'll have a little break then, maybe 3 or 4 minutes where you can donate if you want to, and then I'll play till about 20 past or 25 past, and then we'll have our after party. And in the after party today, Jim Henry, who is his credentials are unbelievable. I'll talk more about him later. He's toured with Mary Chapin Carpenter and everybody, and my friend Maria Sangiolo, who's a dear friend of mine. She's the beautiful voice on those first albums, Two Vagabonds in Disguise and Little Niche, and so we're gonna get to hang out and do all that. So we'll do that starting at around 8:30. That runs to about 9:30. So thanks everybody. These are the days when your hair turns all gray and your naivete starts slipping away, when your teenage children prove themselves to be exactly as stupid as you used to be. Stupid, stupid. Your kids are doomed to be stupid, stupid, stupid. The curse your mama put on you came true. I hope your kids grow up and act just like you. It's a 4th of July party and the whole family's there. Little kids, teenagers, and adults everywhere. Your Uncle Charlie says, have you seen my beer? I left a case of Budweiser sitting right over here. 2 hours later, your son's on his knees, puking his guts out, crying, kill me, God, please. And you say, pardon me, son? Have you any idea what might have happened to Uncle Charlie's case of beer? And he looks up at you with death on his face and says, honest dad, it must have been something I ate. Stupid, stupid. This kid thinks his dad is stupid, stupid, stupid. The curse your mama put on you came true. I hope your kids grow up and act just like you. You take all your worst qualities and all of your wife's and you stir them up together till they're blended just right. And then you let that simmer for about 14 years with 5 pounds of attitude and a couple of beers. And you pour that concoction in a big baking bowl. You add 10 pounds of hormones that are out of control. And what you've created will go by the name of the everything that sucks about you both souffle, that's right. My mom is laughing her head off. She's rolling on the floor. She's saying, stop it, Dawn. I can't take this anymore. Because the funniest thing that my mom has ever seen is me yelling at my kids for behaving like me. There you go. All right. Ta-da.
Woo! All right,
Yeah, good job, Tom. One of my favorites.
That's one of them songs I have to be careful where I play it because lots of times I play for very sweet people, you know, who want the world to be better, and they just can't believe that I'd be up here. Songs I have to be careful where I play it because lots of times I play for very sweet people. So Brandon, that's Steve and Beth, I think. So if you want to just be up them, yeah, thanks. All right, so they must be on a delay. They must be watching it on something with a little behind there. So that's them. So anyway, I have to be careful where I play that song because, you know, I've done it in like Unity churches and Unitarian churches, and I can just look around and everyone's like, is he calling children stupid? What's happening here? Why is he being mean to children? you know, I come from a town where people are not so touchy. So I have to be careful realizing that the rest of the world is not that way. So here's the town that I'm from. For Sarah and for my friend out in Chicago, who both used to live in Lynn here. I was born in the city of Lynn, home of the first turbine engine. And as if that wasn't enough, it is also the home of marshmallow fluff. You can travel the whole country, you'll never find a bigger fluff factory. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick like I'm from the Hants, son of a 30-year G-man. Lord Almighty, what can I say? People from Lynn just act this way. I used to hang around at Barry Park. That's illegal after it gets dark. Stand on the bleachers where things got smoked and beer got chug-a-lug, bottles got broke. Later in the evening when the police come, 27 juveniles are on the run. Juveniles are running every way you see, jumping over fences, climbing in trees. But Don White is too loaded to get away. His name is in the paper. On the next day, his mother and his father cannot believe he would publicly humiliate the family. Say, Mom from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. I'm not from Swampskin or Marblehead. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? On the corner of every street, somebody's cooking something greasy to eat. Deep fat is frying everywhere you look. The town is bound for the record books. It's a million sub shops open all night long. A socio-intestinal phenomenon. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this way. There's no room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls and a submarine. Julia Child, get out of my face. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? That's how you know when a song's been around too long, when it actually has dead women in it. Alright, I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this way. There's no room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls and a submarine. Julia Child, I'm from Lynn, what can I say? You know, I left Lynn 10 years ago. I didn't know where I was gonna go. 10 of my friends were leaning up against a bar and grill. 10 years later, they're leaning there still. Half of my friends who are not on the street are dead, in jail, or annoying me. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. They won't even let me into Marblehead. They're afraid I'll steal something that I have in the past, and I might again. Don't be staring at me that way. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? There you go.
Woo! All right, Dawn. Woo!
So Sarah and a few of you hardy people are teaching people how to unmute and applaud in between songs. That's a pretty good trick there, right? So here, let me play another one. And then we'll get our poet thing going here. My dad said, son, if you keep going on this way, you get a bad report card. You're gonna wind up as a lumper on a cruise someday. I said, Dad, what's a lumper? I was laughing so hard, rolling on the floor. Dad, no one uses words like lumper anymore. The guys are outside, it is Friday night. I gotta go. See you later and thanks for the lecture. He said, if you keep doing the things that you're doing, if all these things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. Me, Billy, Bob, Rick, and Ray, they were living for the party every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One by one they moved away from home. You know, the time went by. The next thing I know, I'm 31. I'm drinking with a bunch of 19-year-olds. What a loser, man, what a loser. If you keep doing the things that you are doing, if the things that you are doing don't do you in, you can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. You know, second chance people got a touch of gray. Party their teens and their 20s away. Now they're sober, starting over, and they're 32. They're just so glad to be working on the second chance crew. I wound up in the program, I know that's no surprise. I make the minimum wage, but at least I didn't die. You know, my knees are aching and my back is sore. I've been dragging these ladders across the plywood floor. And Dad, I never wonder what a lumper is anymore, because I'm a lumper if you keep doing the things that you are doing. If all these things you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper down on the second chance crew. If you keep doing the things that you are doing, if all the things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. Smoke it, drink it, puff it up your nose while your education goes up in smoke. And when you're in your 30s and the party is through, saving you a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the cruise. A seat at the meeting, 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 a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the cruise. At the meeting and a job lumping on the cruise.
All right, done.
The crowd's going wild. This crowd's going wild. All right, so I'm gonna sing this song for Tommy and Marlene, who come from Nebraska. They drive all the way here from Nebraska every Thursday. And you know, I mean, that is young. I have to tell you, driving from Nebraska to Lynn is really hard, but they do it. And I don't, you know, I wrote this song in 1991. I sang it. No song has done more for me than this one. I remember when I wrote it, I couldn't believe it was coming through me. I was like, this must have been meant for somebody else. This thing, you know, it just felt so big when I wrote it, and people still will fly me places back when that was a thing to sing it at weddings and funerals. I just had somebody call me today that wants me to make like one of the things that I do, like if you have someone who's a fan of mine, I'll make a video for them and sing their favorite song to them. You can surprise them on their birthday with it or Mother's Day or something like that. And this is the one that they want all the time. It's called I Know What Love Is. I wrote it in 1990. And so Tommy and Marlene, I love you so much. And I'm so grateful to you for the support through the years and for letting other people know about me. So here we go. There is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old. She's waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. She's 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them. In a world that seems to keep getting colder, she has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working jobs too. They are raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of a life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her, and she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true.
Beautiful, John.
Thank
Beautiful Don,
you.
as always.
Beautiful.
Love that song, my friend. Love you.
Always a good one, Don.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I hear the voice of Neil Braverman.
Do you really? Sorry I'm late, my friend.
It's good to see you, my friend. Good to hear you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So, all right.
I got you.
So, as I've been developing this Thursday night thing, there's no real money in it. You know, it's enough to buy some groceries, probably. You know, when it's done. But one of the things that's great about it is I get to introduce my little army of people who show up all the time to people in other genres that I respect and love. And so we created this Poets Corner, and tonight, filling up the Poets Corner space is my friend Tom Miller. He's a dear man, person who is pretty, he's in the poetry scene here and where I live. Lives not too far from here, but he drives around and he writes fantastic stuff. It's kind of a storyteller and a poet. And a really nice man, a supporter of everybody in the art scene. So it's a delight for me to to introduce you to him. So please welcome those of you that are unmuted. Let's make some noise for Tom Miller.
Hey, Tom. Great to see you.
Hey, thanks, Don. Thanks for having me. I've got three pieces of mine that I'd like to read. But before I do, I was just reflecting when you were talking about your efforts to preserve Lynn Woods. I was there 5 or 6 years ago when the mayor of Lynn presented you with the key to the city for all of your civic involvement and the things you've done for the city. And I just think you are very modest about that. Of course, there was a caveat. She did make you well aware that that key would unlock nothing.
I couldn't get my friends out of jail with it, is what I asked.
I remember that day, Tom.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was.
Okay, so excuse me. The first piece I'd like to read, the title is The Cost. I was 13 when he died. He was just a dog, but he was my dog. He came to me in an odd way, a puff of fur in the palm of my hand. His mother didn't make it, neither would he, they said, but he did make it. And he was a part of me, constantly a part of me, everywhere and every day. I loved him without knowing it was love, and I did not know that a thing so loved could die, and in its dying wrench such a part of me away. But then I was only 13. I was 23 when she left. She was just a girl, but she was my girl. She came to me in an odd way, reached across a crowded room and with just a smile stole my heart. She gave me hers, so she said, and she was a part of me, constantly a part of me, everywhere and every day. I loved her fully and without reserve, and I did not know that one so loved could leave, and in her leaving, tear such a part of me away. But then I was only 23. I was 63 when I recognized the walls that I had built to protect myself from the pain and emptiness that he and she had left behind, and that the walls, had cost me even more. I did not know. But then I was only 63. Thank you. The second piece, short one, title is For a Newfound Friend. For you are the promise of the breaking dawn, and of the taste of chocolate, and of the aroma of a fine wine, and of the hint of wildflowers on the soft summer breeze. You are mystery and excitement, exotic and enticing. You are a book to be read with relish, a journey of learning and understanding to be treasured and cherished. For it is not merely the cover that invites, it is the content within that excites. Thank you. The third and last piece that I'll read, the title is Intersection. We, you and I, do not live in the same world or even in the same dimension. Our worlds may look the same, may have the same buildings and trees and mountains, but they are not identical. We travel perhaps in parallel directions that sometimes meander, and our paths touch ever so briefly, and the colors in our worlds change ever so slightly, and objects we see shift in subtle ways. From the force of gravity of your world bending mine and mine bending yours. I thought once that worlds could converge, would converge, even thought I felt a merge or two along the way. But now I see that was no more than stones skipping across a pond, touching, bouncing, splashing, each causing ripples that lose their intensity as they spread out to the edges of our worlds until they disappear and fade away. Thank you.
Very nice, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. That was nicely done.
That was really nice. Thanks.
Thank you.
So, Tom, if you're around 9 o'clock, we'll get you to read a little bit more. If that's up to you. But let's hear it one more time for Tom Miller.
Hey, Tom. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Just a few-minute break now, and this is not an intermission. It's just sort of a chance for me to step away from the computer for a minute. When I come back, I'll play till about 25 past, and then we'll have our after party and our special guests. If you, this is always free. You guys know that, but I'm not gigging anywhere. I'm not making any money. So if you can help out with the grocery bill, that would be great. The information is in your respective chats. We have Venmo and PayPal for those of you that understand that sort of voodoo where money can transfer by magic. But for those of us that are of a certain age and you keep folding up dollars and trying to figure out how to cram them into your computer so that they'll go flying through the internet, it won't work. I learned it just clogs up your computer and you have to call Dave to come and fix it for you. But you can mail me a check. Put an envelope in it. There's something, like I get mail now. Like I get like letters. I'm like the only person in the world that gets mail like with little postcards in it because my audience doesn't trust Venmo or doesn't understand it, and they'll mail me stuff. So that information is in the chat too. So I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Play some more and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. We're winding this thing down toward 8:30 now. Let's see. I'm gonna play this for. I'm not sure. I'm not sure my friend Maria has heard this one. I wanted to play it for her. She's still here. So this is for everybody. This is a song that I wrote for everybody who feels like they had to find some of the good parts of themselves on their own because whoever was raising them wasn't well enough to be able to give them to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if your parents had drug problems or alcohol problems or mental health issues or anger issues or whatever, and you turned out not to have all those issues, or to be kind when you weren't shown a lot of kindness, or to be nurturing when you weren't really nurtured, then this is a song for you because you deserve it. You deserve a song. You deserve the world to appreciate the fact that what you accomplished is a pretty significant accomplishment because you had to find it on your own. So I forgive the wordiness of this. It's from hanging around with people like Tom Miller and all these poets. I'm cramming, 3 songs worth of words into a song, but I'm really happy with this one, and it's called "That's What Makes You Beautiful." You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life, and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, not your hypnotizing smile. It's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man's eyes find beauty in the story, in the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. There is nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, You were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and the tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Love you, Don.
Oh, Don, that's what makes you
Good job, Don.
I love it.
All right, so what is going on in this chat over here? Sarah, talk to us about the exciting things that are happening.
Okay, so there's excitement over here in
Hang on, wait
California.
a second now. Spotlight her, Eric, if you don't mind.
Oh no, here we go.
Yeah, put your clothes on. Put your clothes on, Sarah. We're gonna spotlight you.
I'm in my PJs. So yesterday I found a very small baby rattlesnake when I was out watering, and I was like, uh-oh, and it's rattlesnake season here, so you got to be super careful. So I got it, and we disposed of it, and that sort of thing. Because my husband, although he says he hates cats, he's a softie for ours, and he's like, they could get bit, even though we've witnessed them taking on a rattlesnake and winning before. But
Really?
but he just came in, and he's like, I found Mama. And we're like, oh no, because where there's one, there's obviously more than one, especially a baby, because they lay eggs, so I don't know, 10, 20 eggs or something. So he took a picture of it, and he came to get me because he knew I'd want to go see it, and it's gone. It's not on the path anymore, so we don't know where it is. But it was 6 feet long and about 1.5 inches wide, and it was like a little bulky, like it had eaten something. But both my cats are accounted for, so
Thank God, thank God.
we just got the cats and put them in Alcatraz for the night, so they're good. Alcatraz, get it?
Okay.
Oh man.
Well, let me ask you this, Sarah. Are you creating like a rattlesnake farm over there? Is that what you like farming them now? Is that what's happening?
No, it's just my whole life I've never been afraid of snakes. And so the story is like the neighbors, like my sister lived next door to us, or the neighbors, if there was a snake, a garter snake, nothing poisonous, if they got in the house, everybody freak out and they'd call me, and I would go get them barehanded, go get these snakes and take them out and put them in the woods. And so now that I'm here, I certainly don't pick up rattlesnakes barehanded, no way. But I've got a grabber that I grab them, and I put them in a cooler, and I usually relocate them someplace away from, pets and people and that sort of thing. But yesterday, Mr. Camstrom got a little nervous about our kitty, so he dispatched the other one. But this one, he said, I'm not going near that one, because it's literally 6 feet long. So, and they can strike 2/3 of their length. So
I just want everyone who's watching on any platform, Facebook or YouTube, to know that in the audience today is a rattlesnake wrangler, Sarah. All right, so be safe.
I've caught a few and have moved them, but nothing this big. This would be a real challenge. I think I would be a little more anxious on this one, because 2/3 of their feet, 2/3 of the length, they can strike 4 feet. And my grabber's only 2.5 feet, so I don't think I'm gonna be trying to go after it.
Yeah, in my own self-interest, there's not that many people who come every week, so I really need to die. So very selfishly, be careful out there. All right.
I will.
And Sarah, I would say that speaking for Don and probably Tom and myself, we're city boys. We wouldn't want to even see a rattlesnake. We locate them.
All right, let me tell a story here, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
All right.
I want to tell this story and getting it, like I'm doing some outside shows. So just so you know, if you're trying to keep track of me, if you live anywhere near New Hampshire, I really would love it if you would come July 2nd to see me at Tupelo Music Hall. It's a drive-in show. So you pull your car in, and I think they set tables up if you want. They have food service and all that stuff, but it's socially distanced. There's 75 cars, I think, and with a space in between each one. And you bring your chairs, and you can get out and sit and make like a watching area on the driver's side of your car, and the stage is set up on the back door of the back steps of the Tupelo Music Hall. And this is a way that venues are staying alive, and it's probably going to be one, if not the first, but one of the first of my first shows with a real audience. And so I have a lot of pent-up entertainment in me. I think you're going to want to be there for this. And so, plus also, it's a really big, fancy room where, legendary people play there. So if you know anybody who lives over that way, July 2nd, the tickets are on sale now. It's like $75 for a carload, which you can cram as many people in the car as you want. You know what I mean? It could be $10 a ticket, depending on how big your car is, I guess. Right? So, I'm prepping some of these stories for getting back into.
Don, just a quick question. How far up in New Hampshire is that?
It's in Derry, New Hampshire, not far.
Oh, okay, Derry. Okay.
Yeah. So that's July 2nd. I'm also going to be doing something in August for the Bull Run outside, and then I'm going to be, I think, doing something for Cafe Lena inside. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll try that too. So, all right. So here, when I tell stories, I like to have people unmuted. So, if your echo cancellation isn't on and you're creating like a psychedelic experience for everybody, we can't have, we'll have to get your tech figured out. But everybody else, go ahead and unmute. And just remember that any sound that you make, it makes it so people can't hear me, But I like to have some interaction when I'm doing this. So I'm going to tell this story about a while back. I was working in the alarm business. I've been an alarm installer most of my adult life. I quit probably 15 years ago, but that's what I did. I installed alarms in people's houses, and coming from Lynn, as those of you that from here know, it's really a public service. I'm just trying to keep my friends out of other people's houses. That's really the job for that there. And so I was swinging a hammer. This was probably, I don't know, over 15 years ago now, in South Boston. No, in the South End. Houses that you couldn't give away 30 years ago now, $1 million houses, right? And I'm swinging a hammer, and all day long, I have this sharp pain running down my left arm. Sharp pain, left arm, old people. Anybody want to talk about this? Right? Not good, right? Right?
Yeah.
When I tell young people that I have a sharp pain running down my left arm, they're like, Don, why don't you go to the gym? Those of us of a seasoned age know that the gym isn't going to solve this problem. So all day long, keeps going. It's still going down here, right? But then it starts going across my shoulder blades and then across my chest. So I'm having pain shooting 3 directions, down to my fingers, across my shoulder blades, and in my chest. So I'm having chest pain. I am a conscientious father and a conscientious grandfather. A lot of people counting on me in this world, so I didn't waste 1 minute. I didn't waste 1 second. I went directly, and I mean directly, to the internet.
They lie.
Typing in my symptoms. This website, www.guess who's having a heart attack. OMG. There's a little There's a little joke for people under the age of 70. All right, now. So, in Lynn now, we don't even have an emergency room or a hospital. Just think about that, right? Like there's 90,000 people in this city. Don't have if you have a heart attack now, you have to go on Highland Avenue in rush hour traffic and die on the way to Salem Hospital. That's the new plan. Arrive dead in Salem. That's kind of the plan here now. But at this time, there was an emergency room in Lynn, and I'm going to tell you, it was legendary. I couldn't even explain to you what the emergency room in Lynn was like on a Friday night. It's not describable. It's like what the world looks like before it ends. Go in there, there's like a bunch of people, trying to get narcotics and pretending that they have problems, took a brick to their own hand, smash, oh, I need some OxyContin. I don't want to make fun of that, but it is kind of stupid, isn't it? Just, it's weird to be in that environment with all that. So I don't want to go, so I call my doctor, and he says, you have to go to the emergency room. I go, I'm going to go to bed. And he made this sound. Oh, Jesus. And I translated that sound, and this is what it translates to. I have to retire soon. All my patients are idiots. So I don't want to go because of what I just described to you. It's just insane down there, you know. And the people that worked there did a good job, but they were battered and beatered, and just overwhelmed by the madness that was coming in the door every night. So I show up, and the doors open like that, and I walk across, and there's a glass. If you remember this, any of you from here, glass. Like, I don't know if it was bulletproof, but it was definitely there to protect the poor guy behind the thing. The little metal speaker that you spoke through, and someplace you could put paperwork underneath, right? So there's a kid back there, and he goes, "Mr. White, what's the issue?" I said, "The issue, young man, is that I am having chest pain." And he went, "Chest pain?" Mr. White, you are our grand prize winner. This football came down, a band started playing, there was confetti everywhere. He said, "Step right in, Mr. White. Table for you over by the window. Your waitress will be with you in just a minute." So that's what I learned, and I would share this with everyone here on whatever platform you're on. Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Zoom. If you're ever in the hospital and you feel like it's taking too long to get somebody to talk to you, which it almost always done, those two words are magic. Chest pain. You say chest pain and it changes everything. I'm just saying, So just so you know. So I go in there and I go into where the doctors are, and they gave me nitroglycerin. I never had it before. I have to tell you, I loved it. I loved nitroglycerin. When I went in there, I was lethargic and bent over, and I didn't know what was happening to me, and they put this pill under my tongue, and in 2 seconds I was like, "Whoa, yeah!" I felt blood. I felt blood going to parts of my body that I haven't seen blood in 20 years, right? I'm like, I love this stuff. And then I'm thinking to myself, why, as a man of the 60s and 70s, whose photograph you saw earlier in the 73, right? Why is that guy, as a man of the 60s and 70s, has it taken me so long to discover this little gem? I'm like, so then they gave me morphine. And I'm like, nitroglycerin and morphine. No wonder all these people are hanging around down here. So now I'm in a totally altered state of consciousness. I'm like singing Grateful Dead songs. I'm having a great old time in there. And my kids come and my wife come, and they're looking down at me. In a movie how, like, when a guy's on his deathbed, they'll put the camera on the pillow like it's the guy looking up at the three blurry heads of his family. It was like that. So like my son and my daughter, they're kind of fuzzy around the edges, and they're looking down at me. "Dad, we love you. Don't worry. We got the best doctors in the world." Well, maybe not the best. I'm not sure they're good at all, really, Dad, but we hope they don't kill you. And I can see that they're worried and they're concerned, and I don't want them to worry. I love them, and I know that I should say something comforting to them. And I want to, and I'm going to, and I want to, and I'm going to, and I'm going to, and I want to. But I have to remind you, at this point in this story, I'm in a significantly altered state of consciousness. And so back here in the right rear quadrant of my brain, I manufacture the comforting thing that I'm going to say to my family so they won't worry. And I'm hoping that when I open my mouth up, it'll make the long journey around and out, But I don't know what's going to happen. So I open up my mouth to say the comforting thing, and this sound comes out. Have you guys ever tried nitroglycerin? It's unbelievable.
Oh my God.
So they gave me a stress test. They gave me a stress test, and I passed it. And they said, Mr. White, what kind of medication do you take? I said, I don't take any except I take high blood pressure medication because I've been married 35 years.
It's the morphine talking.
I've been married 35 years, and for some reason, it's destroyed my vascular system, and so now I have to take this blood pressure medication. So this is what they figured out. My doctor was giving me something like a little bit too much lisinopril, right? It's more than I should be getting. And then 6 weeks earlier, for some reason that nobody's been able to explain to me, another doctor gave me double the dosage. Made a prescription up for, like I had a test where they didn't like my blood pressure, so she doubled the dosage, and it turned my blood into a mixture of mud and maple syrup. And like my heart is like, I can't push this shit through here.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the part of the night where I'm just entertaining myself, really.
Oh, you're entertaining all us.
So, at this point in the story, we need a moral, don't you think?
Yeah.
If you were looking at a picture of this story, there'd be an empty space here like this with arrows pointing at it, saying, insert moral here. Right?
Here.
I got nothing. I have no idea what the moral of this story is.
Watch those doctors.
But
Have a fast check into the ER.
all right, now it's going to be a conversation, is it? All right, let me finish up this story and then we'll converse about it. All right. But I do want to say this, and like these are serious times. You know, I've had cancer and all kinds of issues, right? And so I want to say this to everybody, all of my little squares in my gallery view, all my people on YouTube in the witness protection program, all the people on Facebook watching cat videos while they should be watching my show over there. What are you doing? Now, I want to say this to everybody. If even one person tonight, even one single person happens to have, and I mean this, any extra nitroglycerin and you want to meet me on the Lynn Way in front of Walmart, and that you could go home with the entire Dawn White collection. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so grateful to you for these Thursday nights. They have kept me alive and sane, kept my family, kept food on my table, and kept my mental health in good shape. So I love you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to take just another...
Means just as much to us.
Oh, you're the best. So I'm going to take
Love you right back, my friend.
just another short break, splash some water on my face, and then if you can donate, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. I love you. You're welcome no matter what if you don't have any money. And then we'll be back with Maria Sangiolo, Jim Henry, and we're going to do a little tribute to my friend Leroy White tonight, too. So I'll be back in just 2 minutes. And thank you again for just another lovely, lovely night. You're the best.
No, we're done. Sounds great.
Okay, boys and girls, this is the thank you for being here. So thank you everybody on all the different platforms. I appreciate you so much. So this is the after party. Those of you that are new to this is one of the things that we lost. All the musicians and artists, that especially the touring ones. This is one of the major things that we lost, was the ability to hang out with each other. Often I would be out, and after a show, the other musicians on the bill, we'd all be sitting around performing, telling stories, jamming, all that. And so we've used Zoom and this format to sort of use technology to recreate that and give me a chance to reach out to people that I haven't seen. You know, one of the things about being a working musician is that it's hard to, unless you're on the same bill with the other musicians, you don't see them. Like, they were there just before you got there, they're coming in the next week, and so this has actually been really good. So we're gonna start with a person I haven't seen since I'm gonna say probably the 90s. We were in something called the Acoustic Underground together, which was like a big folk fight. I guess you started like 250 people, and and they all competing. Like, what does a folk fight look like? It looks like this. Start out 250 people, and you perform and get judged, and then I think that Jim and I were at this one year were part of the sort of final 10 that got to perform at a bigger venue. But anyway, he's I'm so glad that he's here. His accomplishments are so significant. He's a fantastic guitar player, mandolin player, and dobro player, and he's toured or produced or been jamming with or a side person with. Like the list is. I mean, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Paula Cole, Tracy Graham, Los Lobos, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. He's he's a player's player and a great songwriter and a friend of my friend Maria Sangiolo's and a friend of mine and a friend to the community. So I'm really delighted to share him with you and to catch up with him and see what he's doing. So please, let's make some noise. Like, unmute yourself so that we can applaud him. I don't want him to get the invisible applause. I want real applause from this guy. All right, so let's welcome Jim Henry.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Please now.
The crowd goes wild.
So is this is where I play? Is this?
Yeah,
This
if you
happening?
don't mind playing a song for us to get us kicked off, and then we'll chat the next time around, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So I figured I would start with I'm a relatively new grandfather.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
My daughter had a son almost a year ago on April 28th is his birthday. And so I figured I would start with a song I wrote right before he was born. Wanted to write a song for his original birthday. So this is one for Roman. It's called "All We Need Is You." Well, I can hardly stand it, waiting for the day. Ever since your mama told me baby's on the way. There's two stuffed bunnies waiting, they're tied up with a bow. Everyone's excited, waiting for the Roman show. Now all we need is you, you have the star and roll. It's 40 weeks, we need a peek at those 10 tiny toes. Watch you grow in your mama's arms and your daddy's gentle hands. There's no more to do now, all we need is you. I moved my coffee table, now there's more room on the floor to play Candyland and Legos and have tea parties galore. Sure hope you like bike rides, chasing fireflies at night, and sharing chocolate ice cream, 'cause you'll get the last bite. Now all we need is you, and everybody knows When you pop out your little snout, we'll be a Roman nose. And we'll watch you grow in your mama's arms and your daddy's gentle hands. There's no more to do now, all we need is you. When your mama was a baby, she crawled inside my heart. She showed me how much room there is and turned the light on in the dark. Now it's your turn, little buddy, to help your mama shine. You'll always be her baby, like she'll always be mine. All we need is you to try on your new clothes. They're not as cute as your birthday suit, but that's just how it goes. And we'll watch you grow in your mama's arms and your daddy's gentle hands. Well, you're almost due, now all we need is you. You're almost due, now all we need is you.
Yeah.
That was nice, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bet.
That was really beautiful. That was really beautiful.
Congratulations.
It's hard for me to get through that sometimes. I still
I
get choked
understand
up.
why. You can feel it right here.
Yeah.
It's so emotional, isn't it? Like I have 3 grandchildren, and they kill me. I can't. We have a new one, like a little one. He's 18 months old, and he lives in the same apartment building as us now. And every day he's just like, no matter what kind of day I'm having, I'm better when he's there. Even when he's cranky and whatever, like he's like it. There's something about it. It's really cool. So congratulations, Jim, on that. So
Yeah.
so you don't mind hanging around a little bit? We'll go around a couple times, and maybe the next time through we'll catch up. We'll talk about what you're up to and what you're doing. Does that work for
That
you?
sounds good.
Let's hear
Sounds
one more
good.
time for Jim Henry, everybody.
Thank you.
So, one of the things about this technology that I'm loving, is that I get to see my friends, people that. So I'm going to introduce you to someone who's been, really one of my dearest friends for a long time. She's put vocals on my first album. If you have that Two Vagabonds album, that song Two Vagabonds and Ordinary Women, that's Maria Sangiolo's voice on there. It's one of the best voices in music as far as I'm concerned. And she's also just a dear friend. She's really a part of my family, like just another family member. And she doesn't perform a lot these days. She's really busy and all that, but
That's what it is.
persuaded her to come out tonight, and I'm so delighted. So please put your hands together and
There's a
welcome.
different kind of plug that will get right into the speaker.
Hey, great.
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
I love that Two Vagabonds, and your voice sounds wonderful. Beautiful.
Thank you. It's a delight to be here. It's a delight to see you, Don, and to hear you, Jim, and see you too. And thank you all for your lovely welcome.
Get it back on the thing.
All right, so Brandon, watch out for that person there. Get quick on that thumb with that, please. All right, go ahead.
So this is a song for the month of April that we're having. We've had some snowflakes today. We had a snowstorm last weekend, and I recorded this song on my CD, Blue Earth. Jim Henry actually produced it for me a long time ago when I was pregnant with my first baby.
Louder, Dean. Oh, sorry.
It's called North Slope. April blue, a southern breeze with change thick in the air. And high atop the rocky peaks, the sun shone everywhere. The streams were swift with runoff, bathed in noonday light. except upon the north slope where winter hung on tight. Up upon the north slope, the granite's slick with ice. If you set out to scale that ridge, it's best that you think twice. Its shoulder turned away from spring without a backwards glance. One wrong step, you may not get to have a second chance. It's a place that's hung with shadows, where the days are never long, and the breezes fill the crevices to moan an icy song. Cold and unforgiving to those who learn too late, they're perilous and still the North Slope waits. When I was just a young girl, careless and unarmed, I lost my step and fell from you with someone else's arms. Though through the years I've made for you a lifetime of amends, there's a place deep in your heart I'll never touch again. It's a place that's hung with shadows, where the days are never long, and the breezes fill the crevices to moan an icy song. Cold and unforgiving to those who learn too late, they're perilous and still the North Slope waits and waits.
Oh, Maria, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Gorgeous. Very, very beautiful.
Really stunning. Really.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maria.
Oh, Maria,
Thank you.
Maria, you're killing me. Man, I could, you just have, your singing and it just has its own gravitational pull. I just get pulled right into it. It's so lovely and great to see you. Will you hang around with us? We'll go around a couple times, Maria.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, one more time for Maria Stangiolo.
Awesome, Maria. Thank you.
All right, so last week I was telling you about my friend Leroy White. And so Leroy White is one of the most extraordinary human beings I ever met in my life. He dedicated his whole life to traveling the world and putting only positive energy into it. Nothing came out of his mouth except what was telling you how good you could be, how strong you could be. And he was more committed to that than anybody I ever met in my life. He performed the service at the wedding of my son. He's a minister, but he's just like a 1 in 10,000 kind of human being, and I just love him. So he's dying, and so I just was checking on his Facebook page. People are they're reading to him what people say to him. Like if you go on his page and make a note, drop him a note, you'll his wife will read that to him. So he's still hanging in there, but not going to be with us much longer. So I thought what I would do is we'd give him the next spot. So we're going to play a little piece, a concert, a song, live video of him that we snagged from YouTube. The sound isn't great, but those of you that don't know him, I just want you to see what kind of a man I'm talking about, and just take this song, this example of what you see, and just multiply it by 1,000,000, and that's the energy that he put out for his entire life to anybody that was near him. So here's to you, Leroy White. Godspeed to you, my friend. Go ahead, Eric.
This is what I say. You can sing this with me tonight. I will find a way. I will find a way. I will find a way to get myself back home. First breathe and pray. Find a way. I will find a way
Oh, that was beautiful, Don. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sorry about the little delay in the sound. We worked hard on that, but you know how the internet is. But that's to Leroy Wright. If you know him, go to his Facebook page and tell him what you know, that you love him or whatever. He's still with us, but he's not gonna be with us that much longer. So there you go. You gotta speak these people's names while you can. I think you know when somebody's 1 in 10,000, you're lucky to live in this planet with them. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go around two more times. At the end of this time, we'll have we'll go Jim, Maria, and then we'll have Tom do another poem. Then we'll go around sort of a lightning round, and we'll chat a little bit through this time. So let's spotlight Jim Henry, and we can talk a little bit. So Jim, I wanted to ask you a couple of things, if you don't mind. I mean, your accomplishments have been significant. You've had a good life in this business, but I'm wondering, like, when you were a kid, did you know that you were going to be a musician? Did like somebody drop a guitar in your hand and you're like, okay, this is for me, or did it like there was some other mysterious way did it develop?
Dropped a guitar in my head.
And you woke up and you could play it because it.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, I got into it like a lot of people. My older brother played, and so I wanted to do what he was doing. Yeah, but I mean, once I started when I was about 13, and once I started, it was hard to stop.
Like, can you remember early influences from back then? Were you just taking in everything, or were you drawn to something in particular, or particular?
Well, mostly what was on the radio at the time was Neil Young, Paul Simon, you know, James Taylor, all that kind of stuff was on the radio. It's hard to believe that was top 40, but
remember when
that was top 40
on the radio? Holy shit, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was what was going on, so that's what I wanted to play, and it was it was acoustic guitar oriented, so it was you could actually play what was on the radio, which I think you'd be hard pressed to do that now with an acoustic guitar.
Right.
So that's how I got started.
Yeah, well, that's good. And so, how many kids in your family? Like, did you have older brothers and sisters, or?
Yeah, I had 4 other brothers and a sister. I was right in the middle, so we had a big family growing up. There's a lot of people did back then. Yeah.
You were the lost one. Like, where is he? I don't know. He's playing his guitar. I don't know.
Well, we all, actually, later on, when we were older, this is probably 15 years ago at this point, all my brothers and I made a CD, actually. Wow. Yeah, which was amazing. And because my mom really wanted us to do something where we all got along. So she helped put that together, and yeah.
Well, so you've got a book out called 50 Tips for Pro Musicians, right? 50 Pro Tips for Musicians. So that's a book people can buy, learn about the business, and sort of get a leg up if you're trying to inch your way into this maddening world. Is that?
Yeah, I don't know why you would want to, but if you did want to, then reading this book might help you a little bit.
Right. There's so much money in it, but
Yeah, right.
And you have a live stream coming up. Did you say Tuesday? You want to just, I mean, it's in the chat, I think, but just want to talk to people about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's Tracy Grammer and I have been doing a monthly live stream ever since the horror began back in March. And I've set up a sort of a little TV studio in my basement. And yeah, we do a monthly live stream. We have a theme every month, and coming up this week is songs about places, about towns and places around the country and around the world.
What time does that start, Jim?
That starts at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Going for the European audience, are you?
Yeah. So I know it's either highly convenient or highly inconvenient. Depends on who you are.
Yeah, well, Tracy Grandma, another legend in the business, so I recommend everybody that they can get to it through your YouTube page, which I'm looking right now is we've got it posted in the chat, and also from your Facebook as well, yes?
Yeah, we just started, we're late to the party on the multi-platform thing, but this month we'll be on my YouTube channel and Facebook page, and her YouTube channel and Facebook page.
I recommend it highly, everybody. So Jim, would you play another tune for us?
Sure.
Hey, yay.
Let's do. We were talking about my family. Let's do a song about growing up. In a large family, and this is a song about what we used to do in the summertime. And I wish the technology was a little better because Maria could sing along on this one. She knows all the songs, so, but I don't think it works. Too much of a delay. Station wagons full of blankets, and Dad's whistling a tune. He won't tell us where we're going. He smiles and says we'll be there soon. There's 8 of us if you count Jeffrey. Barely 2, so Mom holds him. We're going crazy in the way back, fueled by the Kansas summer wind. It's $2.50 for the carload. We park in the front row. Saturday night, we're feeling alright at the drive-in movie picture show. There's a double feature in a playground, all the popcorn we can eat. We place our bets who stays up the latest, and our pajamas all have feet. And Dad hangs a speaker from the window. We can't get him to move his head. We spread some blankets on the gravel, makes an outdoor movie watching bed. Kissing on the big screen, we fall asleep watching stars up in the sky. The next thing that I remember, Mom's tucking me in tight. She whispers, "Did you have a good time?" Say, let's go again tomorrow night. It's $2.50 for the carload. We park in the front row. It's Saturday night. We're feeling alright at the drive-in movie picture show. Saturday and James Bond is playing at the drive-in movie picture show.
beautiful.
Very nice.
Back memories. Been there, done that.
I'm number 12 of 15, Jim.
Me
I
too.
know.
That song was nostalgic when I wrote it, and now it's uber nostalgic.
It's historical now.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to
I
say,
just subscribed to your YouTube channel, Jim.
You just did?
Yep, I just did.
here you go.
Excellent.
See
Perfect.
that?
Thank you.
It'd be worth it, Jim. So I have to say, just before we move on, I love songs like that where the imagery is so vivid. Like feel like I could have like smelled the inside of that car, or you know what I mean, like that. That's a really nice piece of writing there. So one more time for Jim Henry. We'll go around one more time.
And that was awesome. Awesome, Jim. Thank you.
All right, Maria. So Maria Santiolo, I used to live in Arlington, Massachusetts back in the day, and we would sing together. We both kind of starting out, Oviana Coffee House. Tim Mason's buried in here someplace in one of these little squares. She just became a dear friend of mine and a great singing partner and friend. Later. She married this guy who ran a restaurant in Connecticut called the Vanilla Bean. It turned out to be one of my favorite places to play over the years. I can't wait to get back there. And they run music series out of there. It's in Pomfret, Connecticut. So if you ever, it's at the intersection of nowhere and nothing. That's how I describe it. It's in the middle of the woods. But it's a remarkable accomplishment because you have to drive to get to it, but it's so unique and so interesting, and the food is so homemade, and the atmosphere is so good that people make it an adventure. They come from Rhode Island and from Connecticut and from Massachusetts to go to this little place called the Vanilla Bean Cafe. So I recommend it highly. Do you want to tell us what's up with the cafe, Maria? How you guys are doing?
The cafe is doing very well. We were takeout only during the COVID time from March till about August? When did you? March to May, and then they opened with outdoor seating for the summer and a little bit of indoor seating, and things are doing fine. And we've continued the music virtually with an open mic that Peter Lendorf hosts the first Monday of the month, and he does that via Facebook Live. And we have a Quiet Corner song swap that Sally Rogers leads, and the next one is on May 14th. It's a Friday night, and if you go to the Vanilla Beans website, I think, is there a link from there for the song swap? Or do you have to email Sally?
There's a link under the calendar.
There's a link under the calendar for the song swap, and thevanillabeancafe.com. And you just come, and if you want to lead a song, you just pick a song from Rise Up Singing, which is a folk song book that was published years ago. And I think there's a new one called Rise Again or something like that. I can't remember what the new songbook is called, but basically people show up with a song to sing. Actually, you have to sign up ahead of time with Sally. So she has a list of people who are sharing a song, and then she posts the lyrics on the Zoom link, and so you sing along. You know, you're muted, but you sing along at home, and it's a really lovely thing to do. And I've been showing up every month since January, and it really lifted me out of the doldrums of the winter and being isolated and singing with other people. And they're from people from all over the world. There's a guy from England, there's people from California, there's someone from New Zealand, from Australia. I mean, it's amazing. It's not just people from the quiet corner of Connecticut, which is what it was when we were in the room. It was just people from the towns around here that would show up, and we'd sit in a circle in the back room and where the music is normally performed. So this has been a lovely thing to do, the Quiet Corner Song Swap. So,
well, I want to thank you for supporting music and the arts all for your whole life. And I recommend everybody pop into the open mic at the Vanilla Bean or the Song Circle and support this place however you can. If you can drive there, go do it. I promise you, it'll be worth it. If you want to show somebody how cool you are, tell them, I'm going to take you someplace I'm not going to tell you, and just drive down there, and they'll be like, oh yes, you are cool. Well, Maria, would you sing another song for us?
Sure. I had a career as a singer-songwriter before I had kids, and then when I had kids, I wrote some children's music after my first one was born. Actually, Jim produced that CD too. It's called Hello Moon. And then I did a song with an ocean theme because my daughter was learning all about the ocean in third grade, and it's called Under the Mystic Sea. And Jim actually recommended this song to me. It was written by the late, great Dave Carter. And it's called Celia Says, and it's about a sea turtle. And it's basically about kindness and about treating others the way you'd want to be treated. So it's a perfect song for right now. Celia was a wise old gal, and a turtle green was she. She took me up upon her back, and swam across the sea. I learned about the coast of Spain, the caves of Xanadu, and to do unto all critters as you'd have done to you. Because Celia says we all sail the seas together. Sister Celia says no one truly swims alone on the waves' bright crest, through the worst and best of weather. Fin and feather, friends forever, Celia says. She took me to a secret spot 1,000 miles from shore, down to a sunken city upon the ocean floor. And there these words were written upon the ancient wall: as you'd have done to one of us, you'd have done to all. Because Celia says we all sail the seas together. Sister Celia says no one truly swims alone on the waves' bright crest, through the worst and best of weather. Fin and feather, friends forever, Celia says. Somewhere on some sunny beach, far from the world of man, a turtle hides her treasure, eggs upon the sand. So make a wish for peaceful seas and oceans without end. And somewhere there will wait for you your own sea turtle friend. Because Celia says we all sail the seas together. Sister Celia says no one truly swims alone on the waves' bright crest, through the worst and best of weather. Fin and feather, friends forever, Celia says.
Woo! That was beautiful. Thanks, Maria.
So beautiful, and like you said, so timely right now.
Thanks, Maria. So hang around. We'll go around one more time. Let's hear it one more time for my friend Maria Sancho.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right, I think we're up for some words now. Mr. Tom Miller, would you give us a few words here before we move on to some more music, my friend?
Sure. Just this, I got this particular piece, and it's based in because of Don's. He founded Speak Up open mic at the Walnut. It was at the Walnut Street Coffee Cafe, is now. And I was there one night, and I was very impressed by a young man who did a piece with just his energy, his enunciation, his presentation, his enthusiasm. And I got to thinking about it as I was driving home, and he had presented himself as novelty, and he was objecting to older people not getting out of his way. Again, I was impressed with how he presented himself. And as I was driving home, I realized he had really pissed me off. So I wrote this, and the title is Novelty Attacked Me. Novelty raged at me, antiquity, railed at me, cursed at me for being in his way, shouted out his impatience, denigrated me for having outlived my usefulness, and for failing to understand how my doddering gait blocked his way and frustrated him. He made me out to be his enemy, the foil to his plans, the unyielding obstacle. Ah, yes, novelty. You are vicious in your indictment. You are vociferous in your complaint. I respond not to take offense, nor even, I think, to defend, but rather to educate. First, I understand your impatience, probably better even than you, your drive to be about it, whatever it is, doing, accomplishing, taking your turn at taking your turn at bat. Secondly, I admire your drive to be counted, to make your mark. Thirdly, I envy your energy, the spring in your step, the fluidness with which your body moves. But let me say something that will infuriate you, as it did me so long ago when similarly said to me, in time, you will have broader knowledge. In time, you will have more experience. In time, you will understand as I do, and you will view the world in a different way. Stifle the gore that rises in your throat, the flush that reddens your face in resentment. Pause and reflect for a moment. Do you think I was never young? That I never felt as you feel? That I was not impatient to be about it? I have unseen scars from unknown battles that I and others fought against foes that you will never have to face. Did you fear polio? I did. We did. Do you even know what an iron lung is? Look it up on your smart device. Do you know the meaning of whites only? No coloreds here? Has plumbing or even television ever been an option to you? Have you ever really been hungry? Never had clothes on your back? Have you fought against an ideology, a disease, injustice? I have. We have. My father tried to share with me much that I was too impatient to hear, as my son is today when sometimes I speak. I smile inwardly sadly, knowing that he must learn, as did I, in his own way for it to have meaning. And so I say to you, I am not your enemy. I am not in your way. I am bruised and battered. I am worn from the battle. I have carried the burden. I willingly hand it to you, but I will not cease to be, will not cease to contribute. If you want to excel, if you want to pass me by, then by all means do so if you have the balls.
Woo! All right, Tom.
Oh, Paul, that was amazing. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom not taking no shit. That's right. Thank you, Tom. You really brought it tonight. I appreciate it. Let's hear it one more time for Tom Miller. Nicely done.
That was great.
Okay, so we try to wrap these things up in the 9:30 zone, so I think it'll be probably like 20 of or something like that. So this is, I guess we call it our lightning round, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means that I'm not gonna spend a lot of time introducing the people. They're just gonna get to a tune, play whenever they want. So Jim Henry, before we get to you, I just want to let people know there's somebody over there on YouTube that wants to know how they can buy Drive-In Movie. Is that on a CD or something they can still get?
Yeah, that's on the CD The Way Back, which you can get on my website.
All right, so go, Jim Henry's and Maria has, I think, 8 albums, or on her. I think Jim has at least 5, right? Is that right, Jim? 5?
Something like that, yeah.
So, these days, if you still got a CD player or whatever, you help out these artists. They can't tour no more, you know what I mean? Like, so, and you get yourself some nice music. So, Jim Henry, why don't you take us home? And thank you before we go. I really appreciate you and what you've put into the world music-wise and art-wise, and I'm glad that you're here. Anytime you're trying to promote something, like, there's quite a few people are watching this, not just what you see in front of you here. It goes quite a long ways. And so if you ever want to spread the word, just pop in. Like I'll pull you in for a tune, or you can just mention what you're doing. Same thing to you, Maria. Anybody. We're here every Thursday, just trying to help everybody out. So just so you know.
Well, thanks, Don, and thanks for asking. I was very happy that you did. So I'm glad to be here.
All right, man.
I'll play this song. This is one of the few songs that I've co-written, and I wrote this with Abby Gardner from Red Molly, and she sent me. She said, let's write a tune together," and I said, "Okay, that sounds great." And she sent me just a little MP3 of a chord progression and one line. "Since You've Been Gone." There was just one line in the song, and then I wrote the rest of it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna send her just one line and a chord progression. She's gonna write the rest of the next one. But this one's called "Since You've Been Gone." When I said to you, my darling, that I'll never settle down, there's just too much fun to have from dusk till dawn. You 180'd on your high heels, 'cause you don't suffer fools or cons. Now the only thing to eat is crow since you've been gone. Since you've been gone, my mind is drifting. Everything's all wrong. Well, the fog, it just ain't lifting. The cows won't come home, the sheep won't count, birds won't sing their song. I'm a dog without a bone since you've been gone. Well, my friends say just forget her. She ain't worth a hill of beans. Enjoy this unencumbered view while you move on. But it's hard to see the future from this pile I'm sitting on. You know those beans look pretty good since you've been gone. Since you've been gone, my mind is drifting, and everything's all wrong. Well, the fog, it just ain't lifting. Well, my hens won't lay, my cock won't crow, and little doggies won't get along. I'm a dog without a bone since you've been gone. Well, if you take me back, I promise, on my honor I'll behave. I'll fold the laundry, wash the dishes, cut the lawn. I'll hold your purse when I take you shopping. I'll even do lunch with your mom. I've learned to sing a different tune since you've been gone. Since you've been gone, my mind is drifting, and everything's all wrong. Well, the fog, it just ain't lifting. The cows won't come home, sheep won't count, hens won't lay, cock won't crow, pig won't oink, horse won't neigh, and my lovebirds don't get along. I'm just a dog without a bone since you've been gone.
Oh, Jim.
Good job, Jim. Thanks for
Jim,
the
that was
sleep.
awesome.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
That was great, Jim. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope it's not as long as it's been in the future since I hope we see each other sooner than we have.
Yeah, we'll cross paths soon, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. And when you get back out on the road, be safe out there and be sure and let us know wherever you're playing, whatever you're doing. We'll try to drive a few folks over your way. One more time for Jim Henry, everybody.
Hey, Jim.
Yay.
Okay, Maria, this is the lightning round. On your mark, get set, go, singer, songwriter, go.
Love it.
Oh, you gotta unmute yourself, Maria.
Good idea. Yep. Sorry. This is for you, Don. You wanted to hear this song, so it's called Something Real. I used to worship the almighty dollar. Thought it would fill this hole in me and I'd be satisfied. I was a thirsty girl dying for water, drinking from a well that always left me dry. Now I'm looking for something I can really sink my teeth into, something that shakes my soul and makes me really feel what I'm looking for. All I want anymore is something deep, something ancient, something righteous, something real. I'm tired of all the shallow conversation, meaningless noise in a fast food world. Where's the heart and the true inspiration? I won't stand for mediocrity or artificial pearls. I'm looking for something I can really sink my teeth into, something that shakes my soul and makes me really feel what I'm looking for. All I want anymore is something deep, something ancient, something righteous, something real. It all comes down to love for your friends, your family, and your friends. By the grace of one above, let's get down to the things that matter. I'm looking for something I can really sink my teeth into, something that shakes my soul and makes me really feel what I'm looking for. All I want anymore is something deep, something ancient, something righteous, something deep, something ancient, something righteous, something deep, something ancient, something righteous, something real.
That's so beautiful, Maria.
Nice job, Maria.
Very nice.
Love it, Maria. I'm not good at turning the speaker on and off. I'm a newbie.
That was written by a guy named Steve Seskin, who's a Nashville songwriter.
What's the name of your album that song is on, Maria?
That's also on Blue Earth.
Can people find that at your website? Is that still an available album?
The CD is not, but it's downloadable.
All right. I love that tune. I was telling you earlier, I was thinking about writing something like that. Like just stop trying to sell me stuff. I can't stand it. That every place I go, I look down at the floor in the supermarket and there's advertisement and I wanted to write something, but then I thought that this person already did it. Maria already sings this song that says it better than I could sing it. I was thinking, if I can find a copy of it, I'd like to start playing that thing. It's just a lovely tune, and you're one of the great people in my life, Maria Sangiolo. My family loves you. We all love you. One more time for Maria, please, everybody.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, so same thing with you, Maria. If you ever want to stop by and just let us know anything that's up with you or the venue or anybody you want us to know about, anything like that. I also want to thank you, and I thank Jim for bringing Shanna in a dress into my world. I think that sort of traces back to you too, right? Was it Jim that suggested her to you, or Ellis Paul?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I met her at a songwriter retreat, and I thought you guys would be a good match in a show.
We're pretty good pals now. She's involved pretty much in my world now, and I think she's one of the great talents. Honestly, it's not just because she's funny either. She's just doing everything. So thanks for that, everybody. This thing's over. I'll play a song to take us home. Thank you, everyone. Be nice to each other. Be good, out there in the world. If you know somebody that's alone in this world or having some trouble, give them a call. I say this every week. The humble telephone is a powerful tool these days. If you have a friend who wasn't doing well before COVID, chances are they're not doing better now. And so, when you get off the phone with them, you may realize that you're the first person they spoke to in a month. And that is a noble, big thing to do. So we're here every Thursday until it's just me and Sarah left. Me and Sarah and her rattlesnake. All right. So I'm going to send this out to everybody. This is a song called Angel in Pieces, and it's about believing in people when they're not well enough to believe in themselves, which I know I'm looking at everybody here and everybody. I'm looking at you over there and you over there, looking at you all. I know you're doing it in some part of your life, that you're showing kindness where it belongs. And on behalf of mankind, for whom I am the official spokesperson, I want to thank you all for your little kindnesses in this world. I want to thank everybody. Let's go through it one more time. Mr. Jim Henry, nice round of applause, please, everybody.
Oh, Jim, awesome.
All right.
Sangiolo. Poet extraordinary, writer and ass kicker of young people, Mr. Tom Miller. There he is.
Hey, Tom, great work. Thank you.
All right, thanks everybody. Be well, and we'll see you in person starting this summer. We're gonna start inching our way back into it. She walked into the room like she was walking off a cliff. In my mind I said, what kind of shattered angel is this? Her walk said, I've surrendered. And her face, I've had enough. Her eyes were holes, they were dark and cold. She said, I've given up. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Life rains down so hard upon some people that we know. It tears their faith and their hope away, and they walk around like ghosts, and we see them as they are breaking, and as their spirit dies, but deep inside we still believe they will come alive and fly. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Now she walks across the room like she could walk across the sky. And those old dark eyes are so alive, they set the room on fire. This is no shattered angel, I say to myself. I feel Zuzu's petals, I hear one small bell. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. I saw an angel in from the sky. Sit in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Look how beautiful you are. Thank you for another wonderful, life-affirming Thursday night, everybody.
Thanks, Don.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
so much,
Joy.
Dawn.
Thank you.
We love you. We love Thursday nights because of you.
You're the best, Neil. Honestly.
Thursday every week.
Thanks, Don.
You're
I
welcome.
feel fortunate for my life has crossed paths with yours
Well, that's a
many
very
years ago
exciting thing to
in the
see.
Detroit area.
Where you live in Detroit? Oh, God bless you. So
Yeah.
get your COVID under control, and I'll come out and visit.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing our part. We got our shots. Everybody's getting shotted up, you know.
Oh,
All right, so
good.
here, those of you that are new here, what we learned from the beginning is if I hit the button because I started the meeting, all of this connection, this delusion of connection that we're having, it just abruptly ends with a white screen, and we are all traumatized with an abrupt realization of how alone we are in the world. And so I don't do it. You just have to say goodbye one at a